Hi, I'm Gabrielle Lichterman, founder of Hormonology and creator of the Hormone Horoscope. Today we're going to talk about money. How much you're spending, how much you're saving, exactly what you're buying. Believe it or not, your hormones have a pretty big impact on how you handle your money. So let's go through each week of your monthly cycle, week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4, and find out how your hormones are impacting your wallet. Week 1 starts with the first day of your period, and you just count from there. This is a week when you're probably going to be making a lot of small impulse buys. For instance, a nail polish, a magazine, a DVD, anything next to a cash register. And the reason for this is because many women have aches and pains related to their period, and researchers think these small little impulse purchases are ways to distract us from that discomfort. As your week 1 goes on, rising estrogen boosts your mood and optimism and a desire a little bit for silliness, and as a result you could be suckered into buying even more things you don't need and convinced that somehow you're going to be able to pay this bill for this growing mountain of impulse purchases. I know that in my period week, I definitely am an impulse buyer. For instance, I buy a lot of nail polishes. It's my period week right now. Yesterday, just bought another nail polish. Do you see nail polish on these fingers? No. I don't even polish my nails. I have all these nails. This is just the tip of the iceberg too. In your week 1, you're also more prone to buying sillier versions of items that you do need. For instance, if you need Band-Aids, you will probably get the Disney Princess Band-Aids instead of the regular boring Band-Aids, because in your week 1, you're feeling a little bit more upbeat and silly. That matches your mood. Week 2, it starts 8 days from the onset of your period and lasts through ovulation. And during these days, estrogen is high and rising, and testosterone is also rising a bit too. What happens during week 2 is that this is when you're probably going to be spending the most money. You're going to be buying the big ticket expensive items, the designer clothes, the jewelry, things that you probably in other weeks of your cycle would think you couldn't afford, and suddenly now you think you can afford them. And the reason for this is because estrogen and testosterone are hormones that make you feel confident and optimistic and impulsive. And these are very bad traits to have if you want to save money, because you are thoroughly convinced that you can afford anything. Or you could do some crazy math, you know, like coupon math. Like, oh, I get 20% off. That means I made 20% today. I made $2 today. No, you still spent that money. So this is a very difficult time if you're trying to save money, but a great time if you're looking for ways to spend it. So some of the things that you'll be spending on are trips, say, to Disney. You're going to be doing big trips, jewelry, earrings that you'll probably wear once and never again. You'll probably be spending on events. Tickets, big tickets. This is Russell Brand, don't judge, he's my boyfriend. Makeup. This is another thing. Research shows that we spend actually a lot more on things that make us prettier in our week 2, and that's a rising estrogen effect. This hormone makes us more aware that people are looking at us, and it makes us want to look good when they're looking at us. So week 3 starts the day after ovulation. It lasts 8 days. And while you were really spendy in your week 2, the exact opposite is going to happen in your week 3. A rise in progesterone and a dip in estrogen make you a little bit more cautious about your finances. So you may start clipping coupons or curbing your spending, even on necessary things. Say a repair, you might look for a cheaper way to repair something yourself rather than hire somebody. And so that's what's happening in week 3. You're just more cautious. You're reining in that spending. Now forget everything I just said when it comes to food and decorative items. A rise in progesterone is amping up your appetite and making you crave fatty, sweet, salty, basically junky and comfort food. So you will probably be doing somersaults to get to the cash register to buy as much food as you possibly can during this week of your cycle. The other thing is you're buying a lot of homey items. If you see a nice candle you like, it actually smells like Christmas. or if you see a pillow, a decorative pillow that you think would look perfect somewhere or is comfortable, you're probably going to be spending a lot on these items too. And again, that's because of progesterone. It boosts the urge to nest, to feather your nest, to make your home and surroundings more comfortable and serene. Week 4 is the final 6 days of your cycle, and this is your premenstrual week. So what's going on with your money this week? Well, estrogen is taking a steep nosedive this week, and that can rob your brain of feel-good chemicals. As a result, you may be inclined to replenish those brain chemicals by buying stuff that boosts your mood. For instance, a DVD of a movie you really like, or copious amounts of chocolate. Things that just lift your mood and make you feel better temporarily. During your week 4, you also may want to treat yourself to something that's special, something you only get once in a while. Either because it's hard to get because it's far away, or because it's expensive. During my premenstrual week, I like to treat myself to expensive chocolate with a side of more expensive chocolate. During your week 4, you're also likely to buy beauty products that fix a problem that you see. Unlike in week 2, when it was all about enhancing your beauty because you felt confident and you wanted to shine, in week 4, descending estrogen is making you focus more on your flaws, like frizzy hair or lines. So you may buy conditioner or some type of night cream that reduces fine lines. I know, like clockwork, every week 4 I go to the drugstore and get my wrinkle reducer. That's how I look so young. Lighting helps too. Oh, and having a good colorist. Thanks, Carrie. Here's a word of advice for your premenstrual week when it comes to spending. Try to set a budget, a limit to how much you're going to spend on those little buys that perk you up. And the reason for that is this. Nosediving estrogen can amp up anxiety about your financial picture. So once you realize you've kind of gone overboard and you've spent the rent money on DVDs and chocolate and everything else that makes you happy in the moment, you could end up feeling worse and more irritable and depressed over not having any money left. So try to temper that. So that's your spending style for each week of your monthly cycle. Hope you found it informative. Now you know why you're spending on some days and saving on others, and why you're throwing weird stuff into your shopping cart. Don't forget, you can get your free hormone horoscope every day at hormonehoroscope.com. And while you're there, sign up for my free Hormonology newsletter, which gives you a lot of interesting facts about your hormones. You'll love it. And download my free Hormone Horoscope Menstrual Cycle Tracker app from iTunes and Google Play. Thanks for watching. See you again next time. Don't forget, you can also download my free Hormone Horoscope Menstrual Cycle Tracker app from iTunes and Google Play. You know, I get through the Menstrual Cycle Tracker app, but I mess up Google Play. That's about right.